Nadav, thank you very much for being here. A pleasure to speak to you. Can you start by just telling a little bit about you and your company, what you guys do?
Sure. So my name is Nadav Zohar. I'm the chairman of LRC Group. LRC Group manages around 6 billion euros of assets all across Europe. We typically invest pension monies fund. Most of our exposure today is to residential real estate. We have 2,300 apartments in Ireland, around 2,500 apartments in the UK, 530 in Poland, and another 600 in Germany. And we're bidding for portfolios as we speak in our active fund, which is LRC RE4, which is going to be a 400 million pound equity investment in in-place residential real estate for rent. And we've done our first closing of 270 million, and we're looking to raise another 130.
Fantastic, exciting times.
Yes.
And when you look at different markets and opportunities, asset classes, where is the best opportunity for you?
So we think residential. There's a very, very strong supply-demand imbalance across Europe. We started in Ireland in 2017, where we saw the biggest gap between supply and demand, and the opportunity was there to buy standing assets to be able to fill that demand, because there were some distressed assets from the NAMA days that were lying essentially vacant and disused, so we brought them back into circulation. We then did the same in the UK, buying from developers during the stress times of Corona and post-Corona, and now with the post-interest rate crisis, where people were holding out assets for sale, couldn't sell them because owners can't get a mortgage. And we took those assets either from banks or distressed sellers or motivated sellers, managed to get them at prices that make sense. And today we're buying at in-place rent of around, in London, of around 6.5%, 6.3%, and with ERVs of above 7%, which makes sense if you look at the kind of the financing rates. We typically leverage at 50% loan to value. And in today's interest rate environment, you're still managing to get good cash on cash and growth, which is higher than inflation and has been for the past 40 years higher than inflation in rental income across Europe.
And is there anything that would keep you up at night at the moment?
Sure. I think regulators are always the issue in residential. So uncertainty is absolutely the biggest issue that you have for investors. We want to know in which environment we operate. So where there is certainty and there are caps or other restrictions, we can deal with them and price around them. Where there's uncertainty, it's very difficult to underwrite and very difficult to actually expect what happens next. We believe governments need to liberate land and allow people to build more, because that's where the issues are, so that developers can introduce supply to the equation and actually reduce the pressure from local authorities who need to house people, and there's a massive shortage across Europe.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.